How to use custom wavetables with Ableton 12. So once you have Ableton opened, you have to change a setting before you do anything. That setting is under Record, Warp and Launch. You have to set the file type the live records in to be AIFF instead of the default wave. Once you've done that, you have to reopen Ableton in order for the setting to take effect. Then you need some sort of audio. You can record a bit of audio yourself, like this. Wah! Something like that. Now you have a sound that you can use for your Ableton wavetable synthesizer and make your very own sound. Before you put it into a wavetable synthesizer, I recommend that you crop the file to be only the parts that you want, so you don't need the silence at the beginning and the end of the file. So here is an example of what I would use. And when I have my sound file, I create a new track with wavetable instrument on it, and just do it by double clicking the wavetable, and I got a new track with wavetable instrument on it. When I have my sound file and my track with wavetable, I just navigate to the user here, this menu where you can select between different collections of wavetables. Press the user one, it should be blank, and if you drag and drop it in here, you will see you now have your wavetable. And if you enable the computer keyboard here and use your computer keyboard to play it, it could sound something like this. And an octave lower. So this is Ableton's best guess at what's going on in this sound file. You can argue whether that actually sounds like that sound file, but they have the setting where you can click to use the raw version of the sound file with no processing induced to the original sound file, so you just have the raw sound file as you might expect. It sounds like this. Turn it up a bit. If I take an octave lower, sounds more. I'm taking another octave lower. It sounds more like the original file, I would say. I don't know why I made that sound. It's really weird. Let's see how it sounds. I think the reason why there's so much that's not making any sound here is because Ableton took the original recorded file and not the one you can see if you zoom out here. All of this, they took all of this and used that instead of using just what's highlighted. So a way to get around that is to right click this and go crop clip. Of course, this is a destructive action, so it gets rid of everything that's outside of your selected thing. So if you want to keep the original file, you have to have it somewhere else. I think it gets stored in your project folder as well if you do the collect all and save thing. Where is that you do that? It's outside of full screen mode. File, collect all and save. If you do that, then you will probably have the original sound file as well. For my purposes, I don't need the original sound file, so I just do that. Press crop clip on the clip and it will crop it like I did before. I take this version of the clip and I put it into my wavetable, and here we have it, no silent parts. I think that sounds pretty cool. Let's do something more cool with it. We can use this one and offset it by 270 to get it to start from 0, and set it to control the oscillator position 50%, and this one has to be 50% as well. So that's like a pretty funny version of, or a similar version, I would say. Kind of different pitch. And the reason why it goes up here is because I have some release on the amp here, I think. Oh yeah, and because, you know, as long as I hold down the key, since it re-triggers, this will it goes on forever under the hood all the time. But if I have retrigger enabled, it will restart it from from starting point that was specified here by the offset. It will restart that every time I press a key. Like that. Who would have known we would end up here? Okay, so that's my wavetable tutorial and a little bit of insight, I guess, into how we create a Mr. Oizo kind of track. Okay, so a new day. We left off with this. The wah! I wanted to make that into a wavetable. I succeeded in that. I got a little bit sidetracked and made that track. But then I came to the question, like, how do I make my own waveforms? Can I draw in one cycle of a waveform, like similar to these basic shapes? Is there somewhere where I can draw this in and just put it in as these wave files? And what even are these wavetables? What do they consist of? And I've read in different places that the wavetables consist of, what does it say here? It used to say something with like how many slices it was. Oh, it's over here. 1024 different samples. When enabled, RAW will divide an audio sample into a set of 1024 sample length waves. So 1024 bytes. Or not, like chomping bytes, not computer bits bytes. I don't know anything about that. Anyway, and I felt that was like, how can I do this in Ableton? And it seems so cumbersome. How do I even do that? So I looked online and I stumbled upon a different program. Oh, by the way, check out this guy. He makes awesome music. Amazing music. I really like it. But I found this synthesis technology. Which is, they made a program called WaveEdit, which is an open source waveform editor for 2 different Eurorack modules that they make. I think it's for this one and the terrarium thing. I need to check those out. They look pretty cool. Anyway, the program can be downloaded from this page. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description. You can download it directly from here. And you can see it's pretty old. It's for Windows 7 and above. So, but there's also the GitHub link here. I will leave a link for that as well. And you can just download this folder, I think, like this. Download zip. Yeah. And the program, once you've downloaded it, either from here or from this link, I will leave that in the description. You open up the program. It looks like this, or it probably looks like that at first. You can change the colors here. This is a more pleasant color. And let's say if I just do like new bank. So this is what you'll be greeted with, the starting screen. And what you have here are the individual slices on your left hand side. And this program works off of 63 different slices from 0 through to 63. And what you then are supposed to do is to edit each one of them. And you can do it by hand using pencil, brush, and different tools. So brush is like a wide one. Up here you can edit like the waveform, and you have an overview of the harmonics below here. But you can also just edit the harmonics, and you get an overview of the waveforms. And that's just for the first wave here. If you want to hear playback, you can click here or press spacebar. Oh, right. I'm sorry. You have to play. You have to set this to 0 because this will morph through all the slices automatically, but we just want to hear this slice right now, which is this one, or Z. So it sounds like this. And you can edit that. Get some pretty gnarly stuff going here. Once you feel like you're done with that, you can press the arrow keys down or sideways to move on to the next one and do your edits on that one. And so forth. You can see how you can really quickly make a lot of different funky stuff, just doing random shit. And if you didn't want to hear what it sounds like when you morph between them, you can play and drag this one. And the last couple here are blank because I haven't filled in anything yet. There's also presets you can use. Sine wave in the digital one, ramp. They also have stuff I don't know what exactly is, and some other fun stuff. And you can also just press randomize, and it will randomize. Oh, sorry, that's only for the effects section. So reset, I guess, would be good here. I think there's a way you can randomize the waves as well, but is that here? No, but this is the effects tab where you can edit some effects, and I think these are global for all the waves. So if I set the average pre-gain, okay, I see. This is probably the individual wave represented as these drawbars along the spine, along this axis. So you can do that per slice or per waveform in the wavetable. Yeah, and you can do it up. Oh, that's this one, right? So there's lots of stuff you can do. You can also get different views. So this view, you have the first one here and going like this. And this is a fun way to kind of play it as well. To hear what it sounds like if you went through different ones. And that's this cool view. Yeah, if you want to not do this manually, you can set this to a frequency, and it will do it automatically, like go through them. So you can see how it goes through all of these. Let me just quickly do some random stuff on a lot of these waves. You can see up here what number you're on as well. So really quick, I'm just doing lots of random stuff here. And maybe going back and adjusting some random stuff here. And that was rather quick. So now I can play them all by pressing space. That's pretty cool, I think. Once you're done with making your wavetable here consisting of all these waves, you can press File and click on Save Bank or Save Bank As. You can give it a name, and the WaveEdit program comes with a bunch of folders with the program in it, and the banks is where I would put those. I have one called Bank 01. I'll call this Bank 02. I can save it. And what a bank is in this program's perspective, it is just a wave file. I'm sorry if this is loud. So it runs through the wave file very quick. I think it's like on sample basis, very fast. So that's all of those gone through. And you can export this and use it as a wave file in a different synthesizer or something. Anything that can loop an audio file at rather small loop segments. So ideally you want to loop a very small segment of this on your synthesizer, and then be able to tell the synthesizer to move the loop handle throughout the audio file. So what you want to do with that audio file is this, and have it scan through the file, or just do it manually. Ableton unfortunately cannot make a very small one of these. I wish I could, but I can't. But so yeah, this is what you want in an external synthesizer, to be able to play like this. Presuming there's more audio here, right? Yeah, so that's a cool tip. Check out this program. I think it's really cool. You can also export the waves individually. That's how you make custom waveforms in Ableton, and a little bit extra and some random side tracking. I thank you for your patience if you have been watching for this time, and yeah, hope you have a nice day. Goodbye.